What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. It's your boy Blue, and this, my friends, is Train Sim World 4, and we're continuing our trip up to Lancaster from LA. If you missed part 1, definitely go back and check it out. We drove out of LA Union Station, made a bunch of stops, and now we are here at the new Vista Canyon Station, headed through the mountains to Lancaster. All right, brakes released. Shall we continue? At this point of the route, you're basically, I would say, about halfway. Put the throttle on. We'll go to the map view. So we're here at Vista Canyon. We drove all of this route. The next section we got coming up is the tight, bendy bit, I guess you could say. It's going to be a bit slower speed, but much more scenic as we go up and down and through the mountains. Our next stop is going to be Vincent Grade, track 2, which is actually 19 miles away. You got a 25-mile-per-hour speed limit right now and a red signal right up ahead, so we can't go too far. Again, it's a single track portion, so we are going to have to hold here until the oncoming traffic clears the single track portion. So we might be waiting here for a while. We'll have to see what happens. All right, here comes our train. I think this is a good opportunity for a photo. Oh, check that out. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over here. And I'm telling you guys, my favorite thing to do in Train Sim World 4 is the photo mode. People sleeping on the photo mode. All right, let's get a few angles here. I think that's kind of dope. Let's see if we can save that one. Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, got a few screenshots, and now I am ready to go for our drive. So he's gonna pass by. We should get the green. There it is. All right, we're already in forward. I'm holding us on the independent brake. We'll go ahead and release the independent brake, turn our HUD back on, and we'll go and add some throttle to the mix. There we go. It's only 25 miles per hour currently. Once we get past this signal, we should see a 75 and then a 55. So I am using the minimal HUD today, and hopefully you guys checked out part 1 of this short little series here on the Antelope Valley line. Was originally planned to do just one video, but the first one, there's just so much going on. We did so much, it became so long. I was like, you know what, we'll go ahead and split it into 2 videos. So hopefully, if you enjoyed the first one, you'll enjoy the second one. And if you're watching the second one and haven't seen the first one, then go back and check out the first one. But, you know, whatever. Do what you want. But anyway, so we're on Antelope Valley line in the F-125, still continuing north towards Lancaster. We've just stopped at the new, what's it called? Valley something station. There it is, 75 miles an hour. I like what I see. Let's go ahead and jump on the throttle nice and hard. There we go. Beautiful day, beautiful morning. It's 8 a.m. It's interesting because I started this service at 6:30. So it's actually been, wow, 2 hours and a half in game? Is that right? Something like that? Wow. Okay. Or hour and a half, actually. Not 2 hours and a half, an hour and a half. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get our speed up. We know 55 is coming up, so we'll get nice and we won't go too fast, but we'll do that there. All right, cool. Now we get to wrap around through the canyon here, or through the mountains. But yeah, I have to say that on this particular route, the mountains definitely look much better. Cajon Pass was such a... I was really excited about Cajon Pass back on Train Sim World 3. Just, you know, that's a very popular, iconic area in real life. Great place for train spotting and things like that over on the towards the top of the mountain. But just the mountains in the distance and the mountains nearby, just... it was just really hard to look at, to be honest. And I wish they would do this technique here with Cajon Pass. And I'm hoping that maybe even in the future, either Dovetail or maybe someone could go back and modify that route to add higher resolution mountains. Because as you can see off on our nose, those mountains don't look great, but they don't look bad. It's definitely better than what Cajon Pass had. And this is exactly what Cajon Pass needed. Needed more detail in the texture and in the data in the mountains, which is they look like mud balls. For lack of better words, that's basically what they look like. But this is not too bad as we kind of rotate here around the locomotive. So, I mean, again, this is the scenic portion of the Antelope Valley line. It's a bit slower, a bit more spread out than the first part that we drove through. As we drove through the suburbs of LA. Look at that. It's a kind of oil pipe. Maybe it might be water, actually. It might be a dam nearby. Let's get slowed down to 39. Yep, there's some kind of thing over there on our left. Not sure exactly what that is, to be honest with you. I have to look that up and see. But, alright, we're a little fast. But yeah, I would love for Cajon Pass and even, what's the name of that other route? That the Union Pacific route that's fairly long. Cane Creek actually looks pretty good on parts of it, but then the rest of it looks kind of bad. So it's like, if we could get this kind of thing going on our other previous freight routes, it will be a game changer. Now, we got a railroad crossing coming up here soon. Let's get off those dynamic brakes. We are going uphill, snaking our way through the mountains. This is probably the road you take for to get into that little quarry thing we drove by. And another hot dog stand on the left. There we go. Kill the bell. Back outside. But yeah, this doesn't look half bad, I have to say. Look at that, man. We'll turn the HUD off for a bit. Does not look half bad. Especially with the morning lighting I got going right now. There's still kind of like a draw distance pop-in effect with some of the trees, some of the grass and vegetation. But yeah, like that doesn't look too bad over there on the left. Got cactus out here. It's my first time seeing Oh, do we have cactus on the older? Well, I gotta go back and watch my old videos and see. But it definitely makes you feel like you're driving through Southern California. And the drier side, definitely a dry look to it. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Some more single track coming up. Thankfully that signal wasn't red because I was not paying attention. We have 15 miles until our next stop in Vincent Grade. We have about a while to get there, so we don't really have to rush. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video so far. Even got a few tunnels going through here as we come through this tunnel. Man, that is dark. But it's short. Man, that lighting is bad. What is going on with the lighting in the tunnel, man? And we break out of the tunnel. Still doing 34 miles per hour. We got 44 coming up here in a little bit. But again, as you can see, this is very tight. These tight turns, so you can't go too fast. There is the speed limit sign for 44. And here comes another railroad crossing here. You know what? I gotta say, actually, I'm kind of digging this section of track, man. This is pretty nice. These mountains are, you know, again, they're not great. I feel like it could use quite a bit of work on the texturing of the mountains. Just the detail. I feel like I would love higher resolution mountains. I'm not sure how difficult that will be to do, but we're just losing some detail in these mountains, even as we get close to them, because they look good. Like, I feel like it's a tease. It seriously feels like a tease. All right, 44 miles an hour. Where it's like, I know how good this can look, and it's going in that direction. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I have to admit, I'm actually enjoying this. I really am. It's kind of cool how the railroad is actually elevated. If you look off to the right, we're actually above the tree line there on the right side. But then on our left side, the terrain continues to move up. Now that right there looks horrible. That looks like crap. Oh man, that right there does not look good. So there's a lot of little patches of this. We need less of that and more of that behind me over there. That doesn't look bad at all. So again, I know I'm talking a lot about the scenery and the mountains, but I'm very picky when it comes to how mountains are rendered. Yeah, that there looks pretty low res, and I feel like if you're going to have track that runs right next to terrain, you have to get the terrain right. You have to get it right. And there's certain areas where they got it decent, and in other areas where they did not get it very well at all. And like that little hump right there is a great example of that. Because like the mountains don't really look rocky, they look more lumpy in a lot of areas. But they do look big, especially when you look at the far out angle with the train in the background. You can see the sense of scale. But just look how we're snaking through here at 29 miles an hour. And it seems like as you get closer to some of these mountain ranges, the level of detail gets a bit better as well. But this is a pretty cool piece of track right here. It's all single track throughout this part, which is no surprise. So don't expect to see much of traffic. I would personally love to run a freight train through here. I think it'd be pretty fun. I don't know if any of them actually run through here in real life. I have no idea, but I feel like it'd be pretty fun to run a Union Pacific train through here or something like that. Alright, we're coming up to our first stop since the Valley Vista. Alright, converging tracks, and we're coming up on our first stop since we've entered into the mountains on the northern part of the route. And we're losing speed pretty nicely. Got a 2.2% gradient as we approach. That's helping us out as well. It's been a really very scenic drive up to this point. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the ride so far. But here we are, Vincent Grade, and we're creeping up. We're a little late, a little behind schedule. All those changing speed limits through the mountains probably caught us out there, but that's all right. Hopefully we can make up some time. We get some straight track heading towards Lancaster. But here we are. So go ahead and add a bit more brake minimum application there. Get the brakes to start applying here, and we should be able to stop just on the mark here. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Got passengers here already waiting. Almost. And there we go. All right, we're rolling again, and our next stop is in 6.3 miles over at Palmdale Metrolink Station. So we'll make our way that way. But yeah, pretty cool little station out in the middle of nowhere, right there behind us. We got two mainline tracks, and I believe that over there is a siding now, but it'll probably consolidate back down to a single track here again. If I am, yep, there it is right there, right up ahead of us, and it's also gonna have a speed limit reduction down to 45, or actually 49 was going to be once we get through all these signals. And yes, we are speeding, but we are behind schedule. We have 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes to get there. I don't think we're going to be able to do that with the speed limits and how they're going by the time we get to that next station. So after Vincent, as you can see, we have a 2.2% negative gradient downhill. This portion of the track or the route is, we're now beyond the mountains. This is more of like the foothills that lead up to the mountains. But we are going downhill quite a bit. We have a 79 mile per hour limit coming up, which would be really nice. We can speed back up again as we head towards Lancaster as we head towards Palmdale on our way to Lancaster in about 4 miles. So we can go ahead and bring the speed back. I've been kind of using our dynamic braking to keep us at speed, or at least near it. Have not been doing a great job of that today. I've been so focused on like looking out the window and looking at the scenery that I've kind of let my speed get out of hand a bit. Here's a crossing coming up. There we go. And now we can lay on the throttle, let the speed climb up for just a short bit. As you can see on the top right now, we have 55 coming up as well. If you guys are unfamiliar with the minimum HUD, I haven't really talked about it too much in today's video, but basically on the top right, it shows us what we have coming up as far as signals and speed changes in the next 1.25 miles. So it's super helpful. Above that, we have our action points, and then on our left, we have our time, our stop time for our next station, what our next station is, our objective, our miles per hour, and our gradient. So let's go back onto the dynamic brake again, as that was a nice short period of time that we were at 79. We have a 55 mile per hour limit coming up soon. I could definitely see this being challenging to run without any HUD at all, without knowing what the speed limits are, at least the first few times. This is my first time running the route in its entirety. My first time running this far north as well, so I'm kind of learning as I go. But there's definitely a lot of speed changes. We're still kind of snaking through the hills right now. We're not in the mountains, so it's not as bad, but we're still snaking through the hills. And there's a 55, and then we have a 79 coming up again here in just a little bit. And we're already late for our next stop in Palmdale as well. So, but I'm liking it. I like the route more than I thought. To be honest, I'm more of a freight kind of guy, so I personally look forward to running some freight trains up and down this particular route. I'm not sure if they have any freight yards to park the freight trains at, but I would like to run this route with some freight trains, some longer freight trains. It's not really that difficult. This route is, I wouldn't call it difficult at all, as we're still not quite slowing down. I've been like 100% dynamic brake here for a while, and we did not slow down barely at all. But I guess it's fine, because now we can go 79 again. So we'll just speed up again. But it's not really that challenging. I mean, the trains are not long enough to make the gradients and speed changes very difficult. So like if you're new to running American trains or whatever, like you shouldn't really be intimidated by the gradients in the mountains. Is nothing close to Cajon Pass. Cajon Pass is a very challenging route to run because you're in such a heavy train, and the descent is so steep, and the climb as well. But in this case, where you do have some pretty steep gradients, it's not so bad because you're in a small passenger train, and it's not very heavy. 4 passenger cars back there, and then you have your lead locomotive, so it's really not that bad. And I think we've gotten through the worst of it too, so I believe I can say that now. But Once we get past Palmdale, I think it's going to be mostly straight from there. All right, let's get on the brakes here. We are going downhill, so we'll go straight to full service. I don't know if we're going to make it. This might be the first station yeah, we're definitely going to miss it. 100% going to miss it. We're reaching the platform at 69. And yep, we're just going to back out the brakes. Screw it. We got a green light ahead and we'll keep running. Objective failure. So the cool thing, that's one of the things they added in Train Sim World 4. And this is a good time to show that as an example. And that is the fact that if you do miss a station, you can now just continue. Sadly, those guys are gonna have to wait for the next train. And if anybody on the train was hoping to stop there, they're gonna have to catch the next train going back to that station, or catch a cab for 7 miles, because I'm not going back. But yeah, you mean if you miss a station, as long as you have a green light ahead, you will not fail the entire scenario. You just fail the objective. And I think all that means is you just won't get the action points you would get from stopping there. That's really it. The good thing though is that we were behind schedule, but now we might be able, we just might be able to get back on time by missing that one station. We'll see. But that's the first time I've actually missed a station in Train Sim World 4 and continued on. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. Alright, so currently we have 2 mainline tracks. We're on the left side. There's a third one there on the right now, which I think is possibly considered to be a siding, a very long siding, but I believe that is a siding because it doesn't feed into any industries or anything like that. Yeah, it's going to merge right back up there ahead. So that'll be a great place to store a freight train, for example, or a stalled passenger train, whichever. But that'd be a good place. It's nice and long. So you could either park a freight train there, park some empty freight cars there, whichever. That'd be a good place to place it right there. All right, we are almost there, just a mile out from Lancaster. It's all been pretty much straight track since Palmdale and all downhill as well. And we're gonna have to jump on the brakes fairly early. We cannot miss this station. I'm gonna go minimum application here, get the brakes started. Actually, we'll add a little bit more. I'm a little paranoid after that last station we missed that we're actually gonna get stopped in time. We have a yellow followed by a red right afterwards. I think we should stay on the left side here. Yep, that's good. That's where the station will be. So we'll get us nice and slow down here. 500 yards to go. I think we got it under control this time. Yep, I got eyes on the beginning of the station. But yeah, it's been a good drive. You know, I don't hate it. It's what's interesting about this route is that the first half is very busy, a lot of stops. Speed limit's pretty high, mostly straight track, very urban. Oh yeah, this is like legit the end of the line here. But that track continues on to the north there. But then the second half is very mountainous, very scenic, a bit slower. So it's like you get a best of both worlds there. All right, let's go ahead and open the left side doors. And that's going to be it for us in this service. If you missed part 1, again, we started at 6:39 a.m. over at LA Union Station. It is now 8:53 a.m. So do the math there. That's how long it took us to run the entire route. I'm going to put the reverser into neutral here. And we'll put our independent brakes on. We'll release our automatic brakes. If we want it, we can continue this service, switch ends, and run it back to LA. We're not going to do that today, though. But what we are going to do is go outside and check out the station a little bit before we end our service. Did we open the doors? Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. We did open the doors. All right, we can hop out of our chair here and head to the outside. Definitely was a pretty interesting, fun ride. I do like the route. I do. I've already said my comments on how I feel about the different parts of the route, but you know, it is what it is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to drive it. You know, it's kind of up to you. What you're into. What are you interested in? What do you want in a passenger route? Here is Lancaster. station here. And if we want to change ends, we can just walk back here to the back of the train. We could go up to the second level, and back here is where we'll find the Rotem car. We could hop into this seat. We could run this train back to LA. But of course, we're not gonna do that today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Though, remember, you got 3 choices: give up, give in, give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll catch you guys in the next video. We out, baby.